Windsor Regional Hospital occupies the traditional, ancestral, and contemporary lands of the Niswi, Iskwandonwa, Anishinaabe, the Three Fires Confederacy, Ojibwe, Odawa, Potawatomi. We acknowledge the land and the surrounding waters for sustaining us, and we are committed to protecting and restoring these lands and waters from environmental degradation. Good evening, all. Welcome to the board meeting of March the 5th. I will call the meeting to order, and you will notice that all of the board members and staff members have hats on. And there's a reason for that. This is the 17th annual year of the Hats On for Healthcare. And we have the honor tonight of Christina Naccarato, the Executive Director of the Windsor Regional Hospital Foundation, here to run through the aspects of this year's campaign. Christina, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. And thank you for inviting me here tonight. As you can see, I also have my hats on for healthcare, and I thank all of you for participating tonight as well. As Ian mentioned, we did kick off our 17th annual campaign this week. And this year, like many other years in the past, has been generously supported by our title sponsor, Greg Monforton and Partners. For those of you who are new to Hats On for Healthcare, this is a campaign that has grassroots beginnings by our founders, Harvey and Elaine Snaden. The original idea was to get all members of the community to toss on a hat and make a $2 donation. And since its inception, we've continued to raise the profile and increase our reach. And to date, Hats On for Healthcare has raised over $700,000 to support equipment needs at Windsor Regional Hospital. This year, we are aiming to raise $100,000, and we are encouraging our donors to donate to a care area that is meaningful to them. They can choose between 40 different programs, whether that be pediatrics, cardiology, oncology, mental health, or even to the future, to the fancy family hospital as well. Last year, we launched a new initiative, and Matt, you can switch to the next slide, please. Actually, one more. We launched a new initiative in partnership with the Windsor Spitfires called Hockey Helps. All school or youth teams that signed up before February 28th received a Spitfire co-captain for the entire month of March that will help provide encouragement and leadership to help them reach their fundraising goals. And the top team will win a pizza party with the Spitfires. So there has been a great response so far. And the kids are really, really eager to put their best foot forward and win that pizza party. Matt, if you can go back a slide, actually. And you might notice that I'm losing my voice a little bit. It's because today we hosted our radiothon, so I've been talking all day long. We hosted our radiothon from 6 a.m. and it's still actually going until 6 p.m. tonight with Bell Media. So we were live at Met Campus. It started off this morning at 6 a.m. on 89X and Virgin Radio, and then switched over at 2 p.m. to AM 800. Each Power Hour was sponsored by matching donors, and those donors included Greg Monforton and Partners, Caesar Windsor Cares, London Hospital Linen Services, Chartwell Retirement Services, the Windsor Spitfires, The Drive Magazine, St. Clair College Alumni Association, Pure Cafe, and YQG Airport. Matt, if you can go 2 forward. Yes, thank you. Last week, Mayor Drew Dilkins proclaimed that March 11th will be the official Hats On Day in Windsor, and we'll be celebrating in style across the city and the county. So everyone here included is invited to wear your wildest and most fun hats and share a photo of yourself on social media and hashtag Hats On for Healthcare. If you'd like to participate and spread the word amongst your networks or create a donation page for yourself, you can do so and share your pictures at hatsonforhealthcare.com. And then one more forward, Matt. On April 16th, we're inviting you all also to save the date. We will be hosting a Hats Grade happy hour at St. Clair College of the Arts. This will be a fun after work party where you can show off your most stylish headgear while enjoying a cocktail in support of a great cause. So this year, as always, all donations will support life-saving equipment at Windsor Regional Hospital. So we hope that all of you will consider making a donation, signing up a team, and spreading the word amongst your networks. You can visit our website at www.hatsonforhealthcare.com. So thank you all so much, and thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you, Christina, for the presentation. As we know, this has been a great cause for the first 16 years, and to do for something that was started as a grassroots to raise $700,000 to date is terrific. Thank you for your time. Any questions from the board for Christina before we let her go back to enjoying her son?
Hopefully we didn't hear him crying too much in the background.
Okay, thank you very much for your time this evening, Christina.
Thanks very much. Take care.
So if there are any declarations of conflict of interest, please declare them now, or if it happens to arise during the meeting. First item on the formal agenda is a motion to approve the minutes of the February 5th, 2026 meeting. If I may have that motion, please. Paul, seconded by Linda. Any questions or comments on the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor? The motion carries. That turns us over to the president of the report, the president and CEO and the chief nursing executive. Karen, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good evening, everyone. Matt, if you can pop up my presentation there. And go on to the next slide. So on this slide, what you can see is the continuing progression for our respiratory season. So we're still seeing a continued overall downward trend, a little bump up in the previous week reporting, and that's just to be expected as we go on. It looks a little bit like the stock market right now, but we are continuing to see a downward trend as we end up the tail of the season. So next slide, please. Just recently, of course, we had a big announcement from the Colavino families with a $1 million gift toward this fancy family hospital to support vital equipment and technologies needed at the future acute care facility. So in honor of that, we'll be naming the Colavino Family Cardiopulmonary Diagnostic Lab at the Fancy Family Hospital, and that will commemorate their generous donation and contribution to the new hospital. So in addition to those ongoing needs at Windsor Regional Hospital, the Windsor Regional Hospital Foundation is raising funds to support equipment and technology at the Fancy Family Hospital. And the campaign is going to be the largest fundraising campaign in the history of Windsor-Essex region. So support from families like the Colavinos and other generous donors are going to be critical in ensuring the new hospital's state-of-the-art equipment and technology moving forward. So big thanks to the Colavinos, and definitely it was a very personal contribution for them, and it was very appreciated. Next slide, please. So as Christina mentioned, we had our radiothon today. I had the honor of speaking to a couple of the radio stations today, including Patty Handysides, just to support the campaign. And we've got all these great opportunities for people to participate that are listed there. Please do go to the Hats On for Healthcare website if you have yet to register. We've got lots of teams already registered and are looking for a really successful campaign this year. So great thanks to everybody that supports this. Next slide, please. I think this is where I turn it over to my colleague, Nicole. So over to you, Nicole.
Absolutely. Thank you. So in line with our strategic direction number 5, enhancing an equitable workplace culture that establishes Windsor Regional as employer of choice, we are highlighting our volunteers. Their mission is to provide support, comfort, and assistance to patients' families. And we have a large set of enthusiastic and devoted volunteers who contribute hundreds of hours each month and serve departments all over the hospital. And so this month we highlighted Nicole Belanger Smith, who has been volunteering since 2019. She's a retired nurse and enjoys working with the staff. So we just wanted to highlight our volunteers, and we do send these volunteer beat out with our communications to our internal staff too. So we highlight different volunteers every single month. So next slide, please. And in line with strategic direction number 6, design and deliver a new state-of-the-art acute care facility. So following last month's announcement of the phased delivery approach for the Fancy Family Hospital project, the real development team has been focused on 2 key priorities: getting shovels in the ground for phase 1, the enabling works, and ensuring the tendering documents for phase 2 and 3 support seamless connection between the buildings. So the phased approach to the building the new hospital was selected to increase market participation, as we've been discussing over this last month since it was announced, and it also relieves pressure on labor, materials, and trade availability and mitigates any procurement risks. So a request for qualifications for subcontractors to start construction closed in late January, and a short list of qualified bidders have been invited to participate in the request for proposals, which is actively underway. So there's a link there for the full PMO reports, and that gets released every single month. Next slide. That's it for the report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Karen and Nicole. Any questions or comments for Karen or Nicole? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the Schulich report. Is Dr. Jacobs. There he is. I see Dr. Jacobs. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. I just have a brief report today, and really I would like to update the board on the results of our match. So the 4th year students yesterday found out the results of their match for residency positions. Excuse me. The Windsor campus and London campus as a whole were very successful with a match rate of greater than 97%, which is much higher than the provincial and national average. We were quite thrilled about that. We do have a few students who were unsuccessful, but we'll support them. The match is divided into 2 rounds. The first round is complete. The second round is in April. There are about 300 and change spots left in the country and about 200 medical students, and so most will be successful at the end of the second round to find a residency position. I think good news for Western as a whole is that all of our family medicine positions across the enterprise have been filled, and that's the first time in many years. In fact, as long as I've been at the school, we've never had this. So that's a change for us. We're quite excited about what that might mean for the future of family medicine in our region. Our local programs are also quite successful. The internal medicine program, which is a newer program, has a full match of 4 residents. The family medicine residency, as I mentioned, is fully matched in Windsor as well. And our psychiatry program is partially matched. The second round is available, though, and we expect and hope that it'll be fully matched by the end of the second round as well. So overall, we're quite happy. And then for our local students themselves, as usual, many of them have chosen generalist fields, including family medicine, internal medicine, pediatrics, and psychiatry. In fact, about half the class has gone that route. And we've had some incredible results with respect to some very competitive subspecialties, including ear, nose, throat surgery, neurosurgery, plastic surgery. So very excited, a couple of orthopedic surgeons as well. So very excited with how our students have done. It really has been a successful year for them. Outside of that, I would like to remind and invite all of you to our awards night, which is scheduled for March the 25th, where we can celebrate excellence among our clinical teachers and faculty. And so that's the end of my report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Jacobs. Any questions of Dr. Jacobs? Nadine?
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Jacobs, for your report. That was great. What do you think? You made mention that the matching rate was higher than the average, and I think you said in Canada. And I wondered, what do you think attributed to that?
You know, you always have to be careful because the match is such a finicky thing where, the students will rank their programs will rank their candidates, and it's designed algorithmically to find the most common match, which is, why it's named that way. And so sometimes it's because we did a great job in preparing our students and making sure they had good applications and that they were well-rounded, and we like to take lots of credit. Sometimes it's because the students happen to choose things that were slightly less popular than previous years, and so the match just favored them. And I think we had excellent students that did put in excellent applications, and we definitely put a lot of effort to support them in that process. But you can never really know. Like, there's been years where I thought we've done a great job, and it has not gone as well as this. I can tell you in comparison, McMaster, they had a high number of unmatched students. Again, they'll be supported and be successful in the second round, similar in Toronto. They're excellent students, right? They're well prepared. It just happened to go that way. I think what we're happiest about is that our mantra always has been a real aggressive push towards exposing our learners to generalist fields. And in Windsor, we were very successful again with many of them choosing that route. I think that's good for the sustainability of our healthcare system. And then when we look at the Western programs for our areas of highest needs, family medicine, psychiatry, anesthesia, etc., many of them are very highly matched with very excellent candidates. And so I think it's good for the long-term health of our region. Again, I'll take credit, Nadine, because it makes me feel good, but I know it has nothing to do with me.
Congratulations, and it's wonderful for our community. All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Hey, Dr. Jacobs, any other questions? Moving on, the next item on the agenda is the financial presentation by Chris.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Matt, if you can pull that up, we'll get right into it, please. All right, we'll go right to slide 2, if that's okay. So the financial results year-to-date, January 26, the net deficit after building amortization is $20,375,000, which is $4,765,000 better than our budget at this point. The hospital margin is negative 13.4, which is 4.345 better than the plan. So if we can go on to slide 3, it indicates some of the expense variances and the offsetting revenues that are there. Other revenues, surpluses in retail pharmacy, Mohawk MedBuy, rebates, and investment revenue make up that large chunks of that. Salaries and wages remain in surplus at $48,000 favorable. The surplus percentage has declined compared to the December year-to-date number due to high January volumes. Benefits in a surplus of $1,639,000 year to date is also a decline in that surplus, so we're going to keep an eye on that as we go forward as well. Medical staff fees, $3,274,000 deficit, a little over 3.3 of that in offsetting funding in emergency and NICU alternative funding, and patient services revenue for diagnostic services. So nets out fairly well on that. Med-surg supplies had a surplus of $558,000. It's a decline in the variance percentage compared to December. Surplus in perioperative programs is offset by a deficit in diagnostics, primarily due to interventional radiology. The drugs, we're looking at a little over a $1.1 million surplus, which is a little decline from the previous month as well. And other supplies, we're looking at $1,976,000 deficit. Unfortunately, no offsetting revenue here. Pressure points remain in contrast media, physician recruitment costs, building and equipment maintenance, patient transportation, legal and consulting fees as well. So if we go to slide 4, as we've been tracking in the past, we're tracking the sick and overtime for the 2 locations. So if you look for the month of January in the unionized staff, sick percentage at both campuses above the target of 4.8, with Met at 5.9 and Alette at 6.3. Both have improved those since last month. And overtime percentage at Met campus is above the target of 5.4, and Alette is 7.3 versus the target of 4. Results have worsened due to surging volumes in January. So that lovely chart that Karen showed impacts these overtime rates as well. If we go to slide 5, for the month of January, this shows the non-unionized staff. Sick percentage is 1.1. It's below the target of the 2.2 we have. And the overtime percentage is exactly on target at 0 for that. And I believe, let me just check, do we have a slide 6 there, Matt, or not? Yes, so slide 6, we looked at some, because of the med-surg supplies, some of the volumes are there, and just kind of lays out some of the where we're at funding versus actual patient days versus funded days. Windsor Regional Hospital has the 433 funded medical surgical beds at 100% capacity. This equals to 132,000, almost 132,000, close to 500 patient days per year to date in January 31. The actual medical days, though, for this period are 140,640 patient days. So that's an additional 8,142 days. So you can see some of the reasons why our budget is coming in the way it is when you look at the medical surgical volumes being above what we've actually been funded for. So with that, Mr. Chair, that is the summary, and I would like to move my my report as well from the Finance, Audit, and Resource Committee found in the package.
May I have a seconder? Mary, any questions of Chris? Chris, thank you for that last slide. That's very telling of what creates a major portion of the deficit.
Yeah, thanks.
All in favor? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the corresponding and printed material, and the media is there for your information under tab F. Does the board have any questions, comments, or any notices of motion at this time? Seeing none, the date of the next meeting is, we will do this in person, April 2nd, 2026, in the auditorium at the Met Campus. Be great to see everybody live and in person for the first time this year. May I have a motion to adjourn, please? Anna, seconded by Wes. All in favor? Carries. I will see you at the next meeting.